I've just recently watched a YouTube video of a debate between Doctors Bart Ehrman and Dan Wallace, link in the description below. With Ehrman being one of the favourite experts that Muslim apologists love to quote, I thought I would give my thoughts on the debate and on Ehrman himself. The debate was between two leading scholars of New Testament textual criticism. Their list of qualifications and achievements is too long to quote here, but in short we have two experts at the top of their fields. Wallace is a Bible-believing Christian and Ehrman identifies as an atheist. Actually, in his own words, he's an agnostic and an atheist. Wallace thinks that the Bible has been miraculously protected by God and that the original scripts were from God as he moved by his spirit to the scribe who wrote it. Ehrman doesn't believe in either position. So who won the debate? Well, as the saying goes with debates, ask two people and you'll get three answers. In my opinion, Dan Wallace edged it, but someone said to me recently on YouTube from the other side that they thought that Bart Ehrman had demolished Dan Wallace. Funny how some talk in such terms on YouTube: demolish, destroy, career ending, and so on. Let's, for the sake of this discussion, say that the debate was a dead heat and that at the end both opinions were valid. How would we reach a decision on what was the correct view? Well, a possible way of arriving at an answer depends on the premise you hold. What do I mean? Well, if you believe in the existence of a God, you will see the logic of one position, and if you are an atheist, then you will see the logic of another position. Bart's conclusion is logical in one sense if you don't believe in the existence of a God. If there was no God, then it is logical that it was written by men and over time would be corrupted further. Problem he has is that if it was written by men and then corrupted, then we would have a mess, and we don't. Bart would say it is a mess, but he's very much wrong on that. The consistency in the New Testament is staggering. It brings to mind a verse from the Bible that Jesus spoke to the Sadducees. He said, "You are in error because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God." The funny thing is that Jesus said this to men who were experts in the scriptures. There is knowing and there is knowing. Bart knows the New Testament but totally misses the message of the good news. More than that, because he doesn't believe there is a God, then it is impossible for him to believe in the power of God. If there is a God and he has spoken to us through his word, then it's totally logical that he would have the power to protect his word. What Bart failed to do in the whole debate was give strong evidence that God had failed to protect his word. He spoke in terms of we don't have the originals, or even very soon after copies, and the scribes doing the copying weren't experts like we are today. Neither of these arguments accounts for the existence and the involvement of an all-powerful, all-knowing God. To such a God, these would not present a problem that couldn't be overcome. There's a darker side to this. If Bart does not believe in the existence of God and that he, by proxy, wrote the New Testament, then why is he still doing this? What are his motives? At this stage, I have to issue a warning to Bart, should he, by some miracle, ever get to see this video. Jesus says this in Luke 17 verses 1 and 2. Jesus said to his disciples, "Things that cause people to stumble are bound to come, but woe to anyone through whom they come. It would be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone tied around their neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble." Bart is definitely a cause for stumbling for the ill-informed. A question to finish on for Muslims. Do you honestly think the Quran could survive such intense scrutiny? As always, thanks for listening. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment, and may God bless you in your search for the truth.